Look into your son's eyes, beyond what you see right now. Picture what you see he can be, that unique individual with potential. The potential to be a best, his best, the best version of himself. For over 50 years, Servite High School has been educating young men with that exact vision in mind, looking at their uniqueness and seeing their potential. Rooted in 780 years of tradition, a tradition established by the Servite Order, we are focused on providing the best possible arena for formation, for leadership development, and for faith-based growth. With Christ at the center of our community, everything we do is centered on building a strong foundation for your son.
Some people know Servite High School because we play in the toughest athletic league and conference in the United States. Other people know Servite High School because of our nationally recognized academic program. But what we really do well at Servite High School is we form faith-filled leaders, the next generation of young men who are well prepared for success in college and life.
Servite is uniquely different from any school that I've ever worked at or any of the other Catholic schools or private schools that I'm aware of. And I think the unique difference is the fact that we really work hard to use our curriculum and everything within our disposal to create a student experience to help the students really not just learn what it means to be a leader, but to get to know themselves or himself better so they can lead, because you can't lead others until you can lead yourselves.
It is the development of your son's uniqueness and his tie to his Creator that matters most. The students, faculty, parents, and alumni work to create a culture that allows this to form young men into faith-filled leaders.
Well, I taught in co-ed school for 10 years before I came to Servite, and the biggest difference that I find teaching in the all-boys environment is that the boys are they're relaxed and they're calm and they're comfortable. Everybody is just so polite and sincere and friendly here. The Servite man is an entirely different human being, a head and shoulders just above the rest.
I went to a chiropractor last year, and I mean, I graduated from Servite High School over 10 years ago, and so I'm going to the chiropractor, and I'm filling out the paperwork and signing in and talking with the receptionist, and the doctor comes out and says, "You went to Servite, didn't you?" I said, "Yes, sir, how did you know?" And he says, "It's just the way you guys carry yourselves." And I said, "But I graduated there 10 years ago." He says, "Doesn't matter, I get guys that are still there right now. I can tell right away if they went to Servite High School, just by the way they comport themselves."
The leadership that he had learned at an early age, I have never seen high school kids do that. The transformation is the most important that I've seen, the way he grew up, from Servite.
As he grows, your son may be tempted to worry about his weaknesses or his competition, to try to be somebody else. That would be settling for less. We will insist that he discover his own strengths, his own talents, and learn to appreciate them. We will invite him to focus on those considerable strengths, for therein lies God's call. At Servite, we strive to ensure that with each step he takes, he becomes a stronger, more prepared, more accomplished individual.
My position here at Servite is the Director of Student Support Services. So I work with the students that, for whatever reason, have a difficult time academically. And I think we do our best work for those students who struggle. We keep the bar high. Everyone needs to meet our college prep curriculum. And through that struggle, strength and perseverance and grit, and they really see the value that Servite gave them. And those are the grads that I see are the first ones in to help a student in financial need. The first one there when there's a family member who is ill.
There's nothing easy about it going here. It was tough. Every day you came to school, you had to come ready to work. whether it be academically, spiritually, athletically. So it challenged you on a daily basis, and at times, at times you wanted to quit and give up, but those are the times where I think you found out more about yourself than when it was easy. So love being pushed every day and challenged in every which way possible.
What your son learns in and out of the classroom should prepare him to hold himself accountable, to tackle the rigors of a college environment, and to approach with confidence each new challenge in life.
Servite is a very unique place, and it attracts unique people, and that can be said of the students and of the staff. And there are just so many differences that sometimes can be challenging, but also can be very rewarding for each and every student. And so I would send my son here with the firm belief that he's going to have every opportunity to meet that coach, that teacher, that mentor who is going to help him develop his God-given gifts.
The other thing is that the education is going all towards the same gender, which means everything can be tailor-made to the learning experience of us. We're not going to have to split that time, which leads to a more acute instructional experience and provides far greater growth.
We had a lot of friends who went to some very high-end public schools that our kids could have gone to. And the difference was night and day. When those kids graduated, they had 4 years of such intense pressure to get their academics, and the culture of their school was of such pressure that they just had a bad experience. They couldn't wait to get out of high school. And conversely, here at Servite, our kids did just as well academically, and their test scores show that, and getting to the colleges showed that, but they had a wonderful time.
And I want to add, because that is so interesting and true, I went through the high school evaluation process with a number of my peers. We didn't all make the same choice for our first child. Many of my peers who sent their first child to an excellent public school sent their second child to Servite. And I think they saw that they saw my kids really loving school and having relationships with their teachers, and still doing very well on the national testing.
As generations of young men pass through these halls, the experiences that they share last a lifetime, and the bonds formed with their brothers become stronger with each passing year.
You go watch the videos of these guys doing their chants at games. I wish I'd gone to that school, because I mean, it looks like a blast. They're just having the most fun, and they have the most sense of humor, and they're not, and nobody's putting on any airs, because there's no girls to put on airs for. You're just hanging out with your brothers, and you yell and you chant, and the games are fun, and the whole brotherhood thing is genuine, and I think really distinguishes the school from the great many other schools around.
Servite alums stay really close together, for sure. Every single spring break, summer break, and winter break, I'm always hanging out with my closest friends from Servite. Whether it's playing basketball, going to the movies, going to the beach, every single break, I'm always with these guys.
At Servite, we want your son to develop a healthy knowledge and love of himself and those around him. We want him to learn to push himself in life, all the while remembering that he has a family that will be with him through every step of his journey.
The other thing that really differentiates Servite High School is our sense of community. Most schools are a school that have a community around it, but we're the opposite. We're really a community of people that has forming the next generation of leaders as our central ministry. And the thing that brings us all back together is that shared experience that all of us went through on this campus during those 4 years.
As a mom, when I think about the students that graduate and what will serve them best as they go on in life, is the morality.
Values, morality, regardless, no matter how you look at that, it supports what we teach at home.
Well, the financial sacrifice also. It was tough for the 4 years for each boy, but they both received scholarships to college that I know they would not have got if they weren't at Servite.
Zachary, our oldest, got a full ROTC scholarship, Air Force scholarship. They paid his entire way through college, and he's an Air Force pilot now. And I 100% wholeheartedly believe that it is this school that got him to that point.
You know, Danny was a difficult child. He was in real trouble. He was not doing well academically, although he's a bright kid, but if you don't do your homework and you're spending your time in class messing with the teacher and making jokes and making your friends laugh, it can get a little frustrating.
I definitely wouldn't say I had like leadership qualities coming in. Going in the formation program and freshman formation weekend, I saw all these leaders and they explained the priority program to us. I decided from then on my freshman formation weekend that I wanted to get involved in leadership at Servite. Eventually I became the prior general of Servite, which was a huge thing for me, and it was just amazing because especially where I'd come from, being an 8th grader, 7th grader, to becoming the leader of my school, I never would have imagined that being possible. I'm going into college. I don't have to know everything now, but what Servite's taught me is that don't worry about that, just work your hardest. You'll find your passion eventually and what God wants you to do.
As you look into your son's eyes, do you see now what he can become and what he can achieve? Do you see a boy that can set his own path toward becoming a man? A boy created to be a great man. We do. This is Servite.